You're muted, Antoine. We can't hear you.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, it's recording right now. Sorry for being late. This is WG Apply number 1 gazillion and 59. Okay, let's look at the umbrella. I need to connect it. Cool. Hey, Kevin, are you here?
Yep, I'm there.
Okay, so allow setting field manager declaratively. So you have the cap out, and I've added the link to your PR.
Yeah, I started updating it to what we discussed yesterday. So I updated to field to be field manager now, and I'm on the part that if we set the option and the fields differently, the request fails.
You haven't done that yet.
No, I'm on it right now.
Okay, cool. I'll review when it's ready, and I think we need Jordan maybe to look at it because maybe I change.
Is it an API change?
We're adding a new field, so.
Where does it get interpreted? At kube control or at the server level?
Server level.
Okay.
Yeah, we had also the option of doing it in kubectl and add the option if the flag is in there. I don't know what.
I think the namespace thing we talked about is it only airing on the API server, or is it pre-validated on kube control, and we should add it there too so we get more help when people set both?
Yeah, the namespace is used to build the URL. So if we wanted to do it exactly the same way, we should maybe change the. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I also wanted to look at the namespace if and how they do the validation part. We had to change now. I'm not sure if they got such hard validation.
Yeah, I think
we have for the field management.
So in kubectl, as we read the objects, we would look at the field manager and the namespace. We would set query parameter accordingly in kubectl.
Yeah.
And also when you specify the field manager in kubectl and it's in the file at the same time.
No, okay. So you meant moving the logic to kube control?
Moving some of the logic to kube control, yeah. So the good thing is we don't have to change the validation code anymore.
Okay.
The only thing we have to do is to verify that the query parameter and the value in the object are the same.
Yeah. Well, but we still can send. So one of the reasons I think server-side apply is so cool is because it's allowing to use the API instead of kube control, and moving the validation to kube control is like, I don't know.
But you're still verifying in the API server that the thing was correct.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, you have to read the object and find the field manager and set it in the query, but you're already doing that in kubectl with the namespace. The thing is that like using the namespace in kubectl is like, it's deeply integrated in kubectl.
Okay, yeah.
That might require a lot of deep integration in kubectl.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to do that. So let's look at it maybe.
Yeah.
This isn't getting persisted to storage or anything.
No.
So what value for this field would be set when it's in storage? Just empty string?
Yeah, the field's not even going to be there.
Is it?
It's somewhat empty.
Yeah. For the namespace, we keep it, but in this case, it doesn't make sense because it would conflict anyway. Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Open API v3 mechanism for optional one-off. I'm updating the cap. I've put into the cap and the PR that is in flight. I've updated the cap. I want to update the cap even more. I was working on the Kube Open API part now that takes the Open API and transform it into the SMD schema. And as I've done that, I think I can make some improvements to the way we actually use it. So I'm changing a few things, but overall, what needs to be done? The SMD part, I think, is mostly done. We need to update the way we go from Open API to internal schema. That's what I'm doing. And then we need to generate the proper Open API from the types.go. And that's mostly it. So we're about halfway there, I think. More than halfway there. The difficult parts are done. So that's good. Define Open API future strategy.
I think it's the Open API v3.
Yeah.
CRDs.
That's mostly what Mehdi is doing, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah. They did define a lot of the restrictions, and they seem compatible with what we do. So.
Okay.
We should be able to represent any of those.
So we need to be able to handle that when it's gonna exist, which is not going to happen soon, and we need to know what to do in the meantime. Do we have a task for? Yeah, let's. This one is very similar. Use the schema provided by OCRD if it exists. This needs to be done, but the thing you're doing right now is not in this.
Yeah,
Let's add it.
Yeah, it's not on the list. I'm just making the SMD repo support types that could be one of multiple different things.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yes, there is a PR edit later. Okay.
And I think the next step for that is converting OpenAPI v3 to a schema.
To SMD? That's going to be sort of challenging, or not?
Well, it won't always work for every OpenAPI v3, so we have to decide what to do when it fails to be convertible to a schema that we can understand.
I suspect we could talk to Huawei. I suspect a lot of it is the same as what we do when we convert from OpenAPI v3 to OpenAPI v2. You know, we do that,
so
right?
they do that for the serving this OpenAPI.
Right. So alternatively, what we could do is just use the OpenAPI that they publish.
We could do that. That sounds like the best for now, but I don't know.
Yeah. So that'd be the easiest way out.
And we should look at how they convert it so that it will also convert the one-offs into the extension tags that we want.
So that's an improvement we could do, is that when they convert the OpenAPI, the one-off, they could convert into a new type or unit. And so you would only always use the OpenAPI that is served. Which is even going to be true for anyway.
Eventually, we wanted. Well, eventually, OpenAPI v3 is going to be the one served.
Right. But what I'm saying is that we always want to use the one they serve anyway, not the one that is in the CRD.
Yeah,
so
that sounds good.
I suspect we should use the served OpenAPI v2 for now.
Well, they're going to serve both at one for some time.
Right.
They'll have to have two endpoints.
Okay.
We can decide what to do.
Use the schema provider. Yeah, we just talked about that. Handle default values that are optional but part of a key protocol in container pods. Did you get this one?
Oh yeah, we didn't do this one yet.
That's important.
It's not too much work. We thought it's just making a defaulter.
Taking the defaulter and default only the fields that are required and not present. Or default all the fields and just take the ones that are required?
Right, so just default everything and then only use the ones that are keys in it.
Okay.
That sounds
doable. But that seems also, that's very important.
Yeah.
And so, okay, this is pretty much the end of the things that are important and really beta blocking and kind of critical to do. Then it's like add a test for a cross group version.
What about mutating admission controllers?
Yeah, we have to decide, but it's not the
Yeah, what we do now would keep working. So
it's things we can do toward the end, I think.
And what about like the storage limits, like scalability stuff?
Yeah, this is important, but this is not precise enough.
Right. That says at CD, but it should be. We should have other scalability tests.
Which we're also doing these days.
Right. Oh yeah, we should mention.
Oh yeah, Kevin. We ran server-side apply on a 2,000 node cluster yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And so we're trying to investigate the results, which are hard to investigate. We suspect the memory has increased significantly. I mean, mostly because the objects are bigger. And the
API server or ETST?
Everything pretty much, because everything is keeping a cache of like objects. So all are bigger.
It's confusing because the scalability test passed, but there's lots more data to look at, and we don't know what to compare it with. So.
If there's something I can help with, just tell me.
Yeah, we can share the results.
We can share the results. It's very hard to read though. We are trying to see if the latency has increased. We're trying to see it's because the objects we're transferring are bigger, or if it's because of CPU. We'll need to figure out a way to improve whatever has to be improved. We're trying to see what needs to be improved right now.
Okay.
We've pretty much sent the reports to people who know about scalability because we know nothing. And there are people who know exactly what needs to be, what the values are supposed to be.
Okay.
So we're waiting for them to tell us. Consider CD storage limit and consider scalability, CD storage limit, latency, CPU.
I haven't even seen a 2K node cluster yet, so.
We run a GC
Cool.
2K, but sure.
Yeah.
Next stop is going to be 5,000.
Okay. Are you running a script to run them on GC, or can you start GKE clusters?
I think we can do both.
Okay.
But the GC seemed easy enough. So.
For us to get an alpha cluster is, I think, not even possible.
Yes, GKE is not is only at 113, not 114.
Yeah.
But internally, we can run whatever version of GKE we want.
Sure.
Okay, so where were we? Server-side apply takes ownership of fields that don't get set due to status wiping. Yeah, that's a bug we have to fix. But so while this is important, I think it's probably going to be minor in terms of like complexity and time it takes to fix.
Right.
Isn't it just stripping fields, more fields?
Probably.
Yeah, we'll probably just have to add more fields to strip. And
the thing is, we don't know exactly how status wiping works.
Oh, okay.
And we need to have the same logic. Because we don't want to stop caring about status fields if like they're actually persisted. Right? We only want to strip if they are going to be stripped anyway.
Yeah.
And the problem is the stripping is done like in a very different location. It's done at the etcd layer almost.
Okay.
Sort of weird. So we have to be careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be creating some dependency.
implicit, completely implicit, right?
That's not ideal. Maybe we can, I don't know. talk
Yeah.
about it.
So maybe we could strip as a different layer.
Or just have a, like, what fields are going to be stripped can be more accessible, like, throughout the process.
Yeah, that's a good point. How define defaulting strategy? How do people start and end up using it? We should write a document about that, but the plan is to set it beta for now. We've talked about that before, but set it beta on the server enabled and the server disabled on the client. We have to maybe talk about the, well, not now, but how people go from the old apply to the new apply. We've talked about that a lot already, but
yeah,
this is maybe not beta blocking, to be honest. Make sure built-in API types use the new tags correctly.
we found maybe a couple that were wrong in the past.
We haven't seen any new that are broken.
Right, but we only found those ones that were broken because made the test failed.
Yeah.
But if the type isn't used by ed test, then
so we should try all the types, but the problem is we need to try all the types and all combinations.
Right, sure, yeah. That sounds hard. No, and it's not able to automatically do because the information about how the fields should be handled is something only a person would know right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We have to look at it. Or just wait and see if someone files bugs.
Yeah, I suspect that's going to be the answer.
At some level, that's what we have to do because we don't know every single type in the system.
We could look at what seems fishy and then do that. Yeah. But pretty much going to test in pod. API user targeted documentation, optional. Okay, I think that's it.
Is it more end user targeted documentation really that optional for beta? I don't know. The current one is not even talking about kubectl, I think.
Well, this is API user targeted documentation.
Okay.
Nice. Did we write anything about that?
We intended to, I think. I thought I had at least one example on how to run it with kubectl, but I don't think it made it.
I suspect
it just belonged. I don't know where it actually goes, but
yeah, that was my question too.
Okay, I'm gonna keep these because we're gonna have to go through the documentation again, make sure it's good.
Yeah, we can go back to your PR with that example and use it, but just find a place for it.
Right, but this is not now anywhere.
I don't know how it is with alpha features, but I think for beta we also should get some release notes because we are not in now. Nobody knows about it. And I guess we would want people to test it.
Right now in 1.14?
Yeah, we are not in the release notes.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it
Somebody
would have been nice.
Didn't somebody want it not in the release note?
Yeah, people are saying it shouldn't be in the release note because it's not enabled anyway.
Yeah, but beta maybe because it's enabled.
Yeah, well, it will have to be in beta for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something I wanted to say. Okay, we'll see. Okay, good. Can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it'd be nice if we had a sort of timeline for when is what ready, like to make sure we're on track for all the things we have to do.
I want to know.
You want another spreadsheet?
No, I don't want to go back to the spreadsheet. But I suspect we should have up to this point, like a month before.
Month before what?
Code freeze.
When is code
or at least 2 weeks before code freeze. Probably, yeah, the rest of it can probably be done in 3 weeks. So let's say 3 weeks before. When is code freeze? Do we know?
Nope.
When was the last code freeze? Release. Begin code freeze. March 7. So it's probably gonna be June 7. So 3 weeks before that is mid-May. Is that when there is KubeCon?
Yeah, that's at the end of May.
Okay, so let's say beginning of May. So yeah, we should be mostly done by the end of the month.
Could be possible.
So we have like a month to do all of these. 2 more meetings. Yeah, I think it's doable. Let's try and have this one, the first one done by the end of this sprint. This one should be mostly done by the end of the sprint. This should be done by the end of the sprint.
KubeCon is in May 20.
Yeah, yeah, right. Second half of May. And then we have, yeah, that should be good. We should have like at least the 3 first done by the end of the sprint. And then the others should be easy. It can be done during the second half, and then we're good.
Yeah, and if we're using the CRD posted schema, that one, I thought that would take. I thought that would be the most uncertain one, but that sounds reasonable to do. So
cool. Cool. Okay, see you in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Take care.
See you.
Bye, guys.